I'm Carm with RoofingREV Marketing. I am pumped for today. Today is like where the rubber meets the road, man. You can have all the traffic in the world. You can do all the slick, cool things, beautiful visuals, whatever. If you can't take that traffic, if you can't take somebody from a stranger to a visitor and a visitor to a conversion, it's all for nothing, right? At the end of the day, this has to be a tangible lead, somebody calling you, somebody chatting with you, whatever that may be. Otherwise, it's for nothing, right? And then along the way, if you fumble the ball, you will not score. So if you take too long to get back to a lead, or if you're just fumbling it all together, that is going to not help you out as well. So you could put a 1 in the chat if you think that your conversions need to be improved. Otherwise, I'm going in. And this is like our whole roadmap that we do, and we cover these topics on our monthly webinars. But today we're really just going to dial in on your website conversions and empowering it with AI and using AI to get more of those conversions. Because everybody wants more, right? But what if you can do more with less, being leaner, less traffic, better quality leads, better quality traffic, more conversions from what you have? You always want to maximize what you have. So even getting more is great on the top of the funnel, but converting it better is going to help you out. And then also getting in front of these people, the right message at the right time, right? And as you can see, it's a lot. And like I said, we're only going to go through a sliver, which is going to be website conversions and AI over here. The next 30 minutes, this could have a huge impact on your whole business. And then just a little bit about me. I can confidently say I am the only roofing marketer out there that's been on Fear Factor twice and won. This was so long ago. This is back in a day when Joe Rogan actually had hair. From that, took the 50 grand, started my first graphic design and web company, later SEO, later marketing for B2B and SaaS, and then finally landing on contractors and then narrowing down to just roofing and exteriors. If you want to see me break my arm or do a maggot shake, we'll send you a link to our YouTube video where you can see me do all this goofy stuff. Plus, I've been in the game for 25 plus years, man. I've seen it all. We're also part of these other organizations, so we're vested in this. And this is our mission, to quadruple the revenue of 100 roofing companies. Now, this is currently what we're on a mission to do with all our roofing companies that are partnered with us. This is my younger, better looking brother, Chris. And this is how we do it, how we make a living. We do this 24/7. We're not dabbling. This is not theory. And if you want us to help you out and find out where you're currently leaking leads, just drop something in the comments section or DM me afterwards or email me or whatever. We would love to show you where you're leaking leads. So yeah, let's get into it. Biggest trends happening right now. Some of these are a little bit older, but still like very important. We're seeing the shift of the website starting to go away, right? Like it's the AI is coming in. What's the AI going to be of the future? The AI is just going to want people in these platforms and never leave and never go to your site. This is pretty important right now because you're going to see traffic is going to be getting less and less. So conversions are going to happen a lot more and more because nobody's ever really going to go to your website. That's going to be the future, right? That being said, hey man, everyone's on mobile. You have to have a mobile first game plan. People never return to poor performing, slow mobile performance sites. It's 60% of people, they abandon if a site takes too long. Think about it. We're impatient. We're an impatient culture. The way everything is right now, nobody has the patience. And that's a fact. Every second counts. I think Walmart did a study where it was like every second they were losing X amount of millions per second by things taking too long. And then how are you going to capture and contact these leads, right? Click the call buttons, getting people to respond in a manner in which they respond. If they're on chat or text message, they wanted to be responded back the same exact way, right? Having these implemented, especially in after hours, you're not open 24/7, but with AI right now, you can be. The internet is correcting itself with trust factors. Back in the day, In order to rank for something, all you had to do was take out a bunch of pages, get a bunch of links with that keyword, have that many keywords on a page. It's really weeding out thin content. I'm really seeing this a lot right now with everybody's using AI to generate their own websites. Great. Looks good. The moment you do it, you're really proud of yourself, but it's thin content. I see Google is indexing a lot of these pages because they know that is exactly what's happening. So trust factors. Hey, everybody reads reviews. Everybody trusts social buying and social trust in content. So it takes 10 reviews that the prospects are even looking at before they trust a business. And you can have a 270% conversion increase. That's why we put those trust factors at the top of the web pages when you're on. And 92% of people, they trust online reviews just as much as the personal ones. Everybody thinks, oh, I gave Susie a review personally. They trust the online ones just as much, man. So at the end of the day, don't sleep on those. Video's everywhere. And the way that AI can do video nowadays, freaky fast, there's no reason not to have videos and utilize videos. You could take still pictures and make videos out of it. Video's a way better conversion point. AI-driven lead capture, using live chat to do pricing as well, live chat to answer FAQ questions, qualify leads. You see a bump, you see an increase. And engagement. Getting micro engagements will get the big engagements, but and hey, listen, I get it. Everybody wants to kiss on the first date. Everybody wants a one closed call. Somebody's going to call me. Yes, we want the call. We want a human on the other end to call us. But is that what they want? Is that what the consumer wants, your prospects wants? It's not about us on our terms, right? It doesn't work that way. They want it on their terms. So think of this in a matter of micro conversions making a major conversion, taking more swings to get a hit. And as you can see, why conversion is so important. Just to give you a different scenario, let's say 1,000 visitors come in at the average of 5% conversions. That's 50 calls or leads. 20% convert, like close ratio from those 50 calls. That'll give you 10 roof replacements. Over here, 19K is our average for a roof replacement. And you could see in the scenario 2, all I did was added a 5% conversion rate. Like little numbers, right? Everything doesn't have to be 10,000%. Like never believe astronomical numbers. Use numbers that are believable. If I could just make a small little tweak in that conversion and get it from a 5 to a 10%, that like more than that can double my revenue, right? Now just adding a close. So if I'm a 20% closer, if I could get to a 25 or a 30% closer, just closing 10% more of my business, you jump from 10 to 30 roof replacements. That's like tripling your revenue, right? Just fine tuning those little dials. I can either get more, or I could tune this, or I could tune that. And AI is here. Let's face it, now is the time. You have to get ahead of this. You have to get ahead of the curve. If you're not already doing this, it's now, right? AI is making everything so much easier, so much more affordable than ever. Somebody training the AI, somebody using the AI that's an expert that can actually take it and implement it is really the wave of the future. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to show you how to implement AI on your website as well to get these trust factors. And a little bit of automation will go a long way. It doesn't have to be the fanciest thing, the most aggressive thing in the world. Just little wins, small ball, right? And just beware. Recently on the internet, one of these AI gurus, one of these open claw type guys building all these bots to do hundreds and hundreds of pages of a website that he's always, fire everybody and just get one guy to manage all your AI. You're giving them access to all this stuff. So recently, I'm not going to say who it is, but it hacked all this stuff. It hacked his site because they gave him the keys to the castle, right? His own AI hacked his stuff and crashed it. So beware, like just even the people that write the AI are scared of it and know that they can't control it. We've got the Schwarzenegger movies and stuff like that, the Terminator movies. That's real. Like people are afraid of that. They know that they're not going to be able to control it. And like I said, not implementing AI, being, I'm just going to worry about what I've been doing for the last 20, 30 years. Yes, still do that. You've got no excuse not to nowadays. Just like Arnie here, he's got a little comment. You can either have excuses or results, but you can't have both. And with AI and technology, there is no excuse not to follow up with your form fills, not to call back and take phone calls as they come in and letting the AI maybe answer the phone call or getting back to somebody after they leave a message or fill out a form using the AI. So that being said, let's start with who are our ideal customers, right? So every ideal customer is different for every market. So I have a general one, but if you want, we do this for every single roofing partner that we onboard. Chris, my partner and brother, he's more the technical guy. He runs the operations and everything. Like he actually builds out an ideal customer profile. And it includes stuff like this, like demographics, pain and frustrations, because it's going to be different. If you're in a high-end area that does nothing but slate and tile, that's going to be different from a rural area that does nothing but asphalt, which is going to be different than commercial, which is going to be different than any other kind of roofing, right? Having this built out and having your website and the content and the call to actions and everything speak to these people, it's going to help you out. You could put in the chat ideal if you would like for Chris to build this out for you for free. And now let's go on to the critical, sorry, my screen turned off over here. Let's go on to the critical elements of an actual website, actually putting trust factors and things of the website. And we're just going to march it down and show you. I'm not going to go too deep on every single little thing. I'm just going to cover the highlights of these. Instead of just reading off slides, I'm actually going to show you. You have to have your clear headlines. They have to speak to your actual audience. And then primary CTA, yes, you have to have the phone numbers big and bold up top, especially on a mobile phone. They have to be at the very top. Shouldn't have to scroll to look for your phone. If you want more calls, hey man, have a phone number up top, right? That's 101. Roofing inspections, free estimates, chat bots, right? This is all up here for a reason. Click to call phone numbers, trust badges, right? So if you scroll down just a hair, we put these on here, not just because we love the BBB or we love Certainteed or GAF or Owens Corning or any of those things, but they're instant trust signals, right? So if I see that you're a silver preferred member of GAF or Owens Corning or something like that, it's a big deal. Your workmanship, your warranty, put that up top because these are the things that are eating people up at night. And as a rule of thumb, if you can't answer in 3 seconds what it is that you do and you can't gain their trust in just a few seconds, then it's going to go bad. So this is probably, they call it above the fold. That's from the old days with the newspaper, right? All the important stuff is up top. And this one I'll bounce back. You have to have a mobile first entryway, right? Everyone has a mobile phone. This guy's homeless. I've seen homeless people at the library. They all have mobile phones, right? This guy's got a Lamborghini, okay? 3-second load time, mobile first layout, keep that phone number up top. It's a fact. More than half of the people will leave if your site load's too slow or it's glitchy and wonky. Going back to this, I like to call this like the who me. Who are you speaking to? Who is your audience? One of the things I hate the most is when you go to a commercial web page for roofing and it's got all asphalt shingles. It's got no flat work, no commercial work, no commercial construction. Like, speak to your audience. These people should know that they have landed on the same page. It's better traffic. Google understands what you're doing. Even the AI from ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, they understand the context of the audience right when you go in and you load. Who is this for? It needs to speak to those people. And once again, trust bars, you can see this guy's a different than this guy, right? This guy is up in the Galena Stockton area. This guy is down in Sarasota, Longboat Key, which is very much more high end. So he's got his trade associations, all his, who he works with, the brands that he works with and stuff like that. Yeah, I also like to use, I want to just do a quick analogy of you're aligning yourself with these brands like BBB. Like, who really cares? But it's a brand that everybody knows and understands. It's like the old Wheaties boxes, right? The old cereal. Did Michael Jordan or Mary Lou Retton have anything to do with aligning themselves with that cereal? No, it's just you being associated with top brands. So that's another reason why we put that up there. And now on to speaking to your ideal customers, your ideal prospects pain, right? So on this one, it's what are they worried about? What's keeping these guys up at night? Once again, you have to have that ideal customer to mapped out to market to because it's going to be different for everybody. It's going to be different from commercial to tile to luxury to regular blue collar asphalt, right? So it's leaking roof, high bills, storm damage, budget. Maybe you're in a high storm area. We just got hit over here, but we haven't. We're in Illinois. We haven't been hit in a while. Right now, it's dry in Florida. They haven't been hit in a while. So it's different everywhere, right? And you just have to speak to their pain points. Moving down to services, we don't just put these on the page just because we have this on the page because these are the services that not only are people looking for and they need to land here, but it's also for ranking purposes. So each one of these pages is built out for each individual service. So in that way you could get found for these services and Google, AI, whoever, it's linking to all these pages. It has to have a clear path, a silo for users, they call it. In video, like I said before, video is a huge converter. On here, we have a cute little video. His truck's wrapped, his family, his wife kissing babies and stuff like that. Real videos build trust. You don't have to go out and have some crazy production, expensive production. You could just have realistic, nice videos that people believe. Real images, real videos. That's what people trust. And it increases conversions. You know, who you are, what you do, why trust this team. As you can see too, we do a lot of personalization, especially we like to do it throughout. Some clients, some partners of ours, they don't like their picture all over the place. We try to pepper it in as much as you can. But you could see here, you know, he peppered it in a lot more. These are real pictures of him and his crew. He's proud of his crew. This guy is a employee-owned company, and that's where he's taken his business. And then actually having projects. Back to the real images. People want to see this. I want to see a roof that looks like my roof. I want to see real images, not stock photography. I want to see aerials. I want to see before and afters. Visual proof is really like a trust multiplier if you think about it. So using these, that's really going to help you out, get more conversions. Testimonials, everybody believes the star ratings. But you have to take it to that next level, right? You have to have the written, if you have video if possible, great. And then just mention like, how did you solve this problem for this customer, this client, right? What was the experience? What was the outcome? You could see more of the same. Let me see, Longboat. Very similar with the rotating that pulls in from Facebook. We have these as a feed that comes in, a dynamic feed they call it. Going back to elevated, why us? Having a clear process and actually managing client expectations, exceeding their expectations, just managing their anxiety, their frustrations with other companies. Oh, I don't know if this is the right fit or not. If you outline like how you work together from inspection all the way to close, planning, execution, close, show that on your website. It builds trust and it's going to help you out in the sales process. This is also good for local SEO signals. Having the city plus the roof service equals a web page. So having these built out, they call it hyper local. You have, in this case, it could be Apple River Roofing Company, but then you could have Apple River Roof Inspection, Apple River Roof Replacement. They call it hyper local SEO. So it's good for your Google Maps, it's good for your local SEO, but it's also people want to see that you service the area that they live in particular. Education I'm huge on education. My funnels are very educational. You educate people, they get to know you, they come predispositioned to purchase from you and want to work with you. So what do? We do a lot of bloggings, what to expect, guides, cheat sheets, checklists, things of that nature, just answering the questions that people are looking up. And this is also where ChatGPT, Gemini, they're pulling from these other sources. So if you have a blog page that's reputable, it's going to trust that as well. And this is like a big part of AI right now is these frequently asked questions. Just think of every single question that you get on a call from a client or customer, right? They ask you the same 5 to 10 questions over and over again. So what we do is we have the FAQs here, we have it on our Google business profile, and we link it together. I think they're actually getting away from having FAQs on a business profile. They actually want you to have it on the page. So each page has its own set of questions based on what that page may be. So if you have FAQs for pricing, all those FAQs on the pricing page are just going to be geared towards the pricing portion of it, right? And that's going to help you out with AI. So let's start getting into the fun stuff, the AI stuff, the call to actions, right? Once you click a button, where is it going? Like call to actions need to have a clear, you have to guide them through the process. If I click this, what do I get? If I click the book inspection, is it booking the inspection? Yes. Is it going to a contact form? Is it a click to call like these? And there's 4 real big ones that are out there right now, right? It's to click the call. Everybody wants calls. You got to have that, especially on mobile. Everybody's on mobile. We already discussed that. Two-way text messaging. If they're texting you stuff, you want to communicate in the way in which they communicated to you. So giving them text messages. And then also using the text message and email to automate when you're not around. Think of the off hours. Think of when it's on a weekend, right? Somebody went ahead and they filled out a form. You're not going to get back to them on Monday. So if you can at least, they fill out a form, they get an automated email, they get an automated text. You could go one step over that and have AI call them and intake the call a little bit and maybe book them directly on your inspection calendar. That's a little risky. A lot of people don't like to do that, but I am seeing that way more. And I see that for the huge companies like these private equity companies, the 10 million and up companies. They're using AI to instantly call people because they also want to get there first as well. Online estimators, pricing. People do not want to talk about pricing, but if you're not addressing pricing, you're losing deals. That's one of the number one things people are researching on ChatGPT. It's the number one page that people go to when they come to your site. So now I kind of want to dive into the different AI options that we have for pricing. And one of them being, this is a company that has a roofing widget. It's an online estimator, basically. So there's other ones out there. To be honest with you, this one is very good. I've tested it. It integrates with everything. It carries the Google tags all the way through into your CRM. There's other ones that are CRM specific, like you could get one that's built into Job Nimbus. There's also Roofle. Those are very expensive. They're about twice the price of this one. So this one in particular is 175 bucks a month, and there's no contracts, and they give you the first month free. And there's no $2,000 setup fee or onboarding or contracts. This is the one that we're implementing right now for our clients, taking their pricing pages and going that step further. So you could kind of see, and I'll just rifle through real quick. Captures your name, phone number, address, where you heard. And you could take some of these things off. You don't have to have this here if you don't want to. I'll put in my home address. And here it is. There's my house, right? I'm going to go, they have fence, deck, all this stuff. I'm just going to stick to roof. And you can edit the pricing on these and because it's going to give you a range anyway. So it's going to just tell you, draw, okay, how detailed do you want to get? It's only an estimate, right? It's only a price range. And this helps increase conversions, right? So now you can see you've got it on there. You can add more products on here. You can add a deck on there if you wanted to. You could add other things that are on there, but just for sake of roofing, I'm just going to hit next. Yeah, you can see the different asphalt, clay, concrete, metal, slate. I'm just going to go 2-story, asphalt, medium slope, and you can see it starts to give you the range. Real simple stuff. Do I want gutter? Sure. It gives me the gutter measurements based on what I just laid out. I'm all saved. Boom. Gives me instant pricing estimate. Beautiful. This goes into the CRM. It's already captured your information. It emails them a copy of it. It emails you a copy of it internally. And you can also, if you want to talk to one of these salespeople right now, you can put as many salespeople as you want in there. If you want to contact them right now, hey, maybe I want something, let's talk. Or you could put, hey, I've got a tree coming through my roof, whatever it may be. And you can set this up. It has webhooks that you can zap into a go high level. It can call people instantly after you zap them into the go high level and you have those automations set up. You could do a lot with this, but it has a lot of it just cooked into the original software that is now. It has a basic CRM. So if you're a smaller company that's working out of spreadsheets or not used to working out of CRMs, at least it has a mini CRM for you to work out of as well. And like I said, these guys are great. I've met with their lead team and they're giving it away. I'll be honest with you, for 175 bucks a month, 30 days free and no contracts. I've looked at all the other ones. I've tested the other ones. These guys are pretty good. And let's talk about, this is the old way. This is where we're implementing, because you can also take that widget and you can put it on like a pricing page. This is like a way that we do pricing to rank for, and this was just a simple calculator that we built out, doing similar things, but just through a dynamic form. Obviously, seeing your house has a huge impact. Having you being able to control it is a way better product, right? So what we're going to do is probably implement that into this and lay it on this page. Or you could just have that as a link where they click on something and it goes to that thing. But now let's talk about the lost conversions, right? We call these unconverted leads. Here's the problem. 60% of leads, they go unconverted. 40% of calls, they get missed. Everybody thinks they pick up the phone. Let me tell you something. They do not pick up the phone. In my own experience calling roofing companies, sometimes not only do they not pick up the phone, but sometimes it goes through such a detailed IVR or it's a round robin ringing that sometimes you're on there like 2-3 minutes and before you even get to an answering machine, right? 90% of form fills, they fail to convert. You get form fills all the time. You could call them 2 times, 5 times, 10 times. That person never picks up the phone, right? And then you also have the no-click search, which is here. People are never going to land on your site in the future. So you can't really sleep on that because your traffic is about to decrease. So what are you doing to increase your conversions? Pretty soon, the AI is just going to assemble the web page and keep you on that AI platform. Remember, all these platforms, Google, Facebook, ChatGPT, Gemini, they're greedy. They want you on their platform and stay on there. They never want you to leave and go anywhere else. That's why they reward you for doing more on their platforms. And you can see, let's start with the old speed to lead, right? This is probably one of the most important ones because I see this all the time where a lead comes in and then somebody doesn't get back to it until the day after. You could see the first 5 minutes, you have a 400% chance of converting it versus just letting it sleep to the next 10 minutes. And then you can see it just really dramatically drops and whittles down to nothing. So how do you solve this? Well, let's start with the phone call. So if you're not picking up the phone in 15 seconds, or you don't do a round robin that goes to a couple people, or maybe it's the after hours, maybe it's the weekend, you can have the AI take the phone call. We like to think of AI taking a phone call as a premium voicemail. Don't let it go to your voicemail. Half those people are going to drop off. That's a huge drop off from somebody that calls to somebody that goes to the voicemail. The AI is a little bit less of a drop off. If you can have an AI actually take the call, ask a couple of questions, it can either then Connect with a live agent if one's available. Like I said, the bigger companies always have live agents available. They have answering services that answer 24/7. If not, it could be put to that person's voicemail. But even better, it could schedule somebody right on their schedule. It has access to the calendar where it could just schedule that inspection right on their open block on the calendar. So take advantage of that. Why wouldn't you? We create automations like that. And it doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be aggressive. You could start small and work your way up to a more aggressive one. But implement something today. Don't wait on this. Today's prospects, they expect instant gratification, instant interaction, text messaging versus phone calls and email. That's today's modern age. And then this is a big one as well. This is always that gap of systematizing follow-up, so then that way you're increasing the amount of sales, right? Everybody says, oh, we follow up with all our leads. But here's the fact, 48% never follow up. Another 44% quit after one attempt. 92% quit after 4 attempts. And 8% they follow up 5 or more times. But look at this second column. The ones that never follow up, yeah, if you never swing at the ball, you're never going to get a hit. If you take one swing, one call closes, it's not going to exist on the phone, especially with all the homework and stuff that they're doing nowadays. Then you have after 4 attempts. Okay, now it's getting better. Now you have a 20% close, right? Now we're getting better. But look, the guys that stuck it out, Mr. Persistent, which I am as well. I sometimes have people tell me like, hey man, like you're very persistent. Hey, if I'm bugging you, just tell me and I'll leave you alone. But at the end of the day, you're not telling me that I'm bugging you. So I'm going to keep following up with you. So that's just misaligned, right? 1 attempt versus 8 attempts. But what do you do for that? You can have automated attempts, automated phone, automated text. You can have AI reach out to these people, input it, book them directly to your calendar. It's simple math. If you just take like little tweaks, 100 conversions, 10% rate, 10 jobs, 20% rate, 20 jobs. Just little simple improvements, just tweaking those little levers, taking a few minutes to setting up automations or having the correct automations in place. And you can easily double, triple. We've seen it. We've seen it ourselves. And I like this one. Beat them to the punch, freaky fast follow-up. Get there first. In huge markets like Texas or Florida, this is important to get to the punch, beating people to the punch, getting there first, getting the first at bat, being aggressive in your sales, especially for web forms. Somebody fills out a form on your website, contact form, or on a chat and fills out through there. Like somebody should be reaching out to them automatically. And if it's in the after hours, you can have AI do it and take it. You can always vet the inspection and make sure it's a legitimate inspection and then make sure they're going to show up, right? But yeah, and engaging in two-way text messaging. Like I said, they want to be communicated in the way that they communicated with you. And automation. You know, I always like to use the analogy of Amazon. Whenever you call, you have the same experience every single time. Your experience should also be like that. It shouldn't be like Susie does it this way, but then Billy over here follows up 10 times, and this guy, he follows up on Wednesdays. It's not like that. You have to have the same experience, systemizing it. And all these AI platforms, Google, all those guys, they reward the speed to lead. You can see that on the local service ads. If you don't pick up that phone in 15 seconds, they're never giving you a local service ad ever again. If you fumble the communication or burn the lead, they're never going to give you a lead ever again. So AI call answering and scheduling, AI to pick up, AI to dial, AI after hours, AI to book your inspection, AI for missed calls, and just leveraging the marketing automation to follow up with things that aren't phone calls through chat widgets, through text messages, could be on your Facebook profiles, could be DMing, and just automating it. Make every lead count. We found this out ourselves the hard way. We had a client that did not want to implement AI whatsoever, was very resistant to it. And they went on vacation. On vacation, something happened at the carrier level of their phone system. And we had to, in an emergency, implement AI to pick up the phone because the phone was not going through to them when they were overseas. The good news is it worked out like a charm. So while they were on vacation, while they were like on the beach, they had a record month. So now they're proponents of it. So if you could take somebody like that's extremely old school resistance to AI and convert them into AI, and now they can see the light just in baby steps, it's for everybody. You just have to want to implement it. You give up a little bit of control, yes, but you have to trust the process. It's not like you're giving them your bank account numbers and letting them run rampant, right? We can do this for you, right? We can help you implement this in your company. If you would like to sit down and have a review on this, now's the time. We would gladly love to help you out on this. And everybody thinks just because they're using ChatGPT that they're an instant expert. Listen, you're using it out of the box. We have experts. I've been doing this 25 plus years. I have people on my team that are specialists that are way smarter than I am. That's all they do this all day, 24/7. I would leave it up to the experts to do it and implement it and get it set up right. So if you want the easy button, we can always not only look at your automation, your AI, your website, making sure all the right trust factors are on there, but we could do the heavy lifting for you. DIY is okay when you're just starting out. Done for you is better. It's going to save time. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire. I always like to say it's like grandma's cooking, right? There's nothing that can replicate her recipe. It just doesn't come out the same. You could only do that with experience and over time.